Okay, I think think I'm back. Um, excuse me. Okay, we are back. Not sure what happened there. Uh, my live streaming software just decided to X out. But anyway, we're back. There's no warning on the one near southwest of San Angelo, but I would not be surprised if that goes warned here pretty soon. And I think we're going to be looking at southwestern Texas pretty soon because now we've got several thunderstorms going up over the border in Mexico. So we'll have to watch that. But again, let's go back up to the tornado warning that's currently in effect, and um, that storm has pretty much been dissolved into the southern one. And man, we got a really pronounced hook on the southern one, and actually that rotation has increased. Oh yeah, still a little bit broad, but um, it's definitely increasing. I think the original tornado warning is going to, well, it is going to expire in the next 3 minutes. Um, but if you are along uh, 180 US 180 going west out of Albany, you can probably see the back end of this storm. If you're in Albany, take cover because that again, there's a very large hook here um, coming into the Albany area, and if we let's look at correlation. Not seeing anything crystal clear on a debris signature, so that's good. Um, got some hail with that one, but again, I don't see any debris showing up. Uh, Still a very large hook, and we'll have to watch this right here. You see this red area, this red dot. That is sometimes uh, it can mean that there's debris, but that's why we go to correlation coefficient. At the very least, I would think this area of rotation is heavily rain wrapped. Again, moving eastward towards the Albany area. Um, Very large hail with this storm. And we've got 1 more minute on this current tornado warning before that will expire. And yeah, right here we've got rotation, and there it goes. So we no longer have a tornado warning. Well, hold on. It might just be that my radar needs to update, but it's still showing that there's a tornado warning on the board, and I'm not seeing that. So I'm willing to bet. Let me go here for a second. Yeah, that's till 8 p.m. we should lose it up here. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we no longer have any tornado warning in effect, but still a lot of rotation on the back end of this second storm. Again, this is a very usually when you look for a very classic supercell, you look for a tight, small looking hook, and you see that this is fat, not very well defined. So this one is likely rain wrapped. And look at the latest. Now that's higher up. Look, oops, here. And again, definitely some rotation, some pretty good rotation with this storm, but we again do not have a current tornado warning. I'm going to stay with this until it loses its hook, for as long as we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, obviously, if this goes tornado warned, I will stay with it. But again, no formal tornado warning west of Albany. But that hook signature has me a bit concerned. So we'll just have to wait this out. The severe thunderstorm warning again is in effect until 7:45 local time. So for the next 40 minutes roughly. And again, this storm's capable of producing golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Okay. If we let's look at the hail indicator, and yeah, for both of these storms, big time hail cores with both of these. So at the very least, a lot of areas with these storms are going to get some big time hail, and that shows up. Radar is for the southern storm picking up on potentially baseball size hail, and the northern storm is picking up on just above golf ball size hail. So definitely a big hail threat. At times there's been a tornado threat. Okay, here we go again with this hook, and there's this red looking ball that, okay, and I'm not liking that either. That is a very strong signature. And if we go to correlation coefficient, so this green area, we'll have to see if it's just part of being pixelated, or if this tends to move over in this direction and also potentially turn blue. Then we will know that there may be a tornado on the ground. But this is definitely, hang on, this is definitely showing signs now of strengthening. That is a very strong signature west of Albany. If you're in Albany, take cover. We go back to reflectivity, and yeah, just this, you don't usually see high returns like this in the hook of a thunderstorm. So um, we're going to continue to watch this. Um, Here's your inflow notch where winds are uh, being driven into the storm, and then winds on the backside wrap around, and where the two come together, pretty much right over this red ball, is where your potential tornado is. Um, but again, no formal tornado warning at the moment. Um, if we look at the wind speeds, it's not particularly strong. So even if we did have a tornado, it would most likely be a weak tornado. Okay, there's that green still, but it's on the very. Let's go back to velocity. Okay, that latest scan hasn't actually come in yet, though. But that reflectivity has. Um, Again, I would treat this as a tornado warning west of Albany. Um, and this is going to come right towards downtown. So again, if you're in Albany, take cover. Um, at the very least, you want to play it safe tonight. And actually, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the front storm being sucked into the other one. Let's see. Hang on one second. Um, I would expect. Oh yeah, I would expect a tornado warning to come out any minute for this storm. This is a very strong indication of a potential tornado. Um, and this is, let's look at correlation. Um, Again, not conclusive. Let's go back to reflectivity. Not it's still there. Oh yeah, it's still very much there. And oh, okay. Now we've got, this is a very strong indication of at least some strong rotational loft. You see this hole right here. This is what we call a bounded weak ecoregion, and basically what that means is what you're seeing is the winds are wrapping the rain around the area that's rotating. So you are not going to see this coming. It's most likely rain wrapped, and so it's hard to confirm tornadoes visually that way. And thankfully, that's why radars now have the ability to detect debris. Um, um, so again, correlation coefficient. Um, Man, it's again very hard to tell, but velocity wise, there's your rotation. Again, moving off towards right straight for Albany. Albany, you should have taken cover from this a long time ago. I know there's not a tornado warning, but with these storms, you want to treat it like there is a tornado warning. Don't take any chances uh, with these storms. The worst that's going to happen is you lose out on some time. Um, if um, you back out a little bit just to make sure. Okay, we still got that supercell near Guthrie, severe warned, and to the south near San Angelo. Okay, there's that one that I was talking about earlier. That one is severe warned as well. And if we go back to southwest Texas, um, okay, this is going to be the storms to watch in the next few hours. This is the area where large, uh, strong tornadoes are possible later on tonight. But for now, it hasn't crossed the border. We don't have any warnings for that one. And wow, okay, this one, the Beware, the Bounded Weak Echo region. Again, you see this donut hole, um, just west northwest of Albany. Now, if we go to velocity and look at it, um, looks like right here we've got strong indications. Yes, very strong indications of rotation. Let's go to the correlation coefficient. Thankfully, I don't see any debris, but that is a very concerning signature right there. And apparently, this just doesn't quite have enough rotation to warrant a tornado warning. And okay, now it went back to a hook shape, and you see that it's now moving almost southeast, and now we've got another hook on that northern storm. So now we got two storms really fighting for energy, which may end up being a good thing. When you have two storms competing like that, sometimes they'll mess each other up, and you won't get any tornadoes out of it. But still something to watch. Rotation now has gone down quite a bit, which is a good thing. But this could be cycling as well. Back out again. These are really the two storms to really watch right now. Now, further on down the road, in the next couple of hours, this is actually going to move into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it'll be interesting to see if these storms make it that far. But nonetheless, just something to keep in mind. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Again, latest scans showing not much in the way of rotation. Well, wait a minute. And yeah, not much in the way of rotation at the moment. Now, if there is going to be anything on the ground, this is only looking 750 feet above the radar site. So if anything does rapidly form, and it looks like it's going to touchdown, we are gonna see it, and quite honestly, it'll be pretty easy to determine whether or not a tornado is on the ground. Here's the latest scan. Um, Again, two obvious areas of rotation, two hooks. The northern one now has a bounded weak ecoregion, and if let's go back to velocity, looks very broad on rotation, and I'm not seeing any any indications of debris again. So one thing I'm also noticing is the hail size has really come down with these two storms, and they're just fighting each other. So this could actually turn out to be a very good thing. Hang on. Let's back out. Whoops. Back out. I've noticed that the lightning has really gone down too. Okay, here's the latest scan. Let's go to velocity. Um, okay, now there's a little bit of rotation with this one yet, but I'm now concerned. Look at this. Got an obvious area of rotation right here. Southwest of Crystal Falls, or southeast of Fort Griffin. And if we go to reflectivity, there's your hook right there. So this was the original one that had a tornado warning earlier. It's still trying to rotate. Go to correlation coefficient. Again, not seeing anything that looks like debris. And I like to use that a lot because sometimes areas of rotation are not areas of rotation aren't always very crystal clear. So the debris signatures would give a almost guarantee that something is on the ground if there was something. but again, we are not seeing that currently. Let's look at an update on the warning. This is for the northern storm of the two, for northeastern Shackelford and southeastern Throckmorton counties until 7:45. A severe thunderstorm was located near Fort Griffin, or 13 miles. This was at 7:09, so about 11 minutes ago. 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar size hail is possible with this storm. Now we got the latest scan. This one has wrapped up even more. The Albany storm looks there is still a hook, but it looks, on reflectivity anyway, very disorganized. And that particular storm on velocity is disorganized as well. We go up to the northern storm. There is some rotation with this one. Actually, some pretty good rotation. Right in between Crystal Falls and Fort Griffin. And so let's try this. Okay, no debris signature. That is good. And if we go back to, reflectivity, again, two hook areas, two areas where it is, the southern one is weakly rotating, and the northern one does have some rotation with it. But again, no current tornado warnings. Gonna step away from this one real quick. Let's get a handle on some of these other storms. This one's gonna be right over the radar site. And this one has some rotation with it. And the one over the radar site is real hard to see much of anything. Now you notice though, these storms, you see this line, this is a boundary, and any storms that can sit along a boundary have a chance to become what is known as surface based, which means very low bases. It has a very low base in the storm, and has a better opportunity for some added spin to produce potentially tornadoes. So we'll have to watch that carefully. We go down to far southern Texas, and coming out of Mexico, we do have what looks like maybe a cluster of thunderstorms currently, but these are the ones that may produce some bigger tornadoes later. And just as I say that now there's a couple of TV tornado vortex signatures is what they are. Now this is very far away from the radar, and I'm not seeing anything that is immediately alarming, but we'll have to watch those with time. We'll see when the when there's warnings issued for those. Go back up to the northern storms. Now this is just west of Albany. Look at rotation. And again, not much in the way of rotation now with either storm. go to reflectivity, and this one's gusted out. You see that push where it pushes forward in the reflectivity in red. That means that the winds are pushing outward and likely not rotating. Still got a little bit of a hook over Albany, and we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Breckenridge. This is for Stevens County until 8:30, so for the next hour. And this for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Wow, radar's picking up on 3-inch hail over the Albany storm, although I think, looking at the reflectivity, that is very overdone. Let's go back to velocity, and little bit of rotation southwest of Albany, but nothing impressive. And further to the north, we look at that one, and again, a little bit of weak rotation, nothing too impressive. So give it one last overview, since that is moving through the Albany area currently. I'm not seeing too much to be concerned with at the moment, so I think we are going to let this go for now. If we get any more tornado warnings, I will come right back. Hopefully we won't have any more tonight. If not, have a great evening. If we do, like I said, we will be right back.